We're in the end game now, Tinky Winky, and we have arrived at what is the final stop in our journey so far. What is the Olympic Wallowa Lineament, and also, I guess, what is the Klamath-Blue Mountain Lineament here in the Pacific Northwest?
And not to get emotional, but really it's the friends we made along the way.
Let's go back and look at everything we've talked about so far. Here in the western United States and north of Mexico and south of BC, Canada, we have a very unique geologic story. To say that the story is complicated undersells it just a smidge. A lot of what is out here was not made here. It's exotic terrains that were brought in from ancient plate tectonics. But from this, we have ancient stories of long-lost oceans, volcanoes that once reigned over us, and ancient sandstone landscapes that tell the story of the environment at the time. Compression, the contraction, the extension, the eruptions, all tell a unique story that is unlike anything we know today. But as with everything, the world is always in change. While we can only infer what we see, this general process had been adding plates and adding bodies and having volcanic eruptions relatively at a smooth rate from about 400 million years ago until about 50. It's that story at 50 million years ago that starts the chaos. Because around this time, off the coast of what would become the west coast of North America, a hole was burned in the crust. While it goes on to become a pain in the backside of a guy on TikTok millions of years later, it does kick off everything into overdrive. While not as big as its exotic terrain cousins as before, this body that was laid out on the floor of the Pacific Ocean led to so much chaos. And as that large body was erupted onto the floor of the Pacific Ocean, the plate tectonics were still doing their thing. They drug it in here and smashed it into our coast. But those ancient, large-scale plates that at one point in time were smushing our coast met their demise. The breaking and death of this plate led to the sentinels that we have on our horizon today. And at the same time, that annoying hole in the ground finally made its appearance on the actual surface of the continent. Paired with the assumed end-of-the-world eruptions, a massive amount of basaltic rock was dropped from the Okinawans to Nevada and from the Cascades to the Rockies. The motion of our ground was also changing versus that story where things had been pushed were now being able to be spread back out and relax a little bit. And the effect of everything we've talked about so far is what we see with OWL and KBML. When we look at our story of these two places, it's important to note with the Klamath Mountains right here, acting as the old guard, if you will, the old exotic terrains, the body that we can't see underneath of the Klamath-Blue Mountain Lineament, which is hidden by the Cascades and the Columbia River flood basalts, is that older rock. At the same time, the Olympic Wallowa Lineament is a mishmash of ancient faults that are kind of all working in the same way. Especially with regards to the Yakima fold thrust belts, where the material is being shoved up and over the top of each other because of that clockwise rotation of Oregon into Washington. The same clockwise motion that is extending from the south edge of the Klamath-Blue Mountain Lineament and is rotating all the way around until it finds OWL and the vast majority of it stops. And when we look at where it's coming from, the basin and range is pushing on just this exact corner, paired with the still occurring motion of Silencia pushing to the northeast. Given all of this, what is OWL? OWL could just be a giant mishmash of tectonic faults that have come together at the same time. It could be the crushed edge of Silencia into those ancient exotic terrains. And it could be both. One thing is for certain though, we still don't know. Is OWL a giant thrust fault or a slip strike fault? Is it just Silencia? Is it an illusion? Is it aliens? The answer is yes. The real, true answer for what exactly OWL is we don't actually know. All of that for just a shrug. But it is what makes doing all of this so much fun, because there's still so much we don't know but have to learn. I use this disappointing end to bring to a point to you that whatever it is that you find interesting and are exploring, no matter how niche the story is, it is incredibly important that you enjoy doing it. For me, I love niche stories, and to really hit that home, it shows that when you Google search the Klamath Mountain Lineament, my videos are the top ones now. Mind you, there's not really any other videos on it. But it's just that. I appreciate you so much for coming along with me through this entire adventure. We've learned a lot. As always, if you have any questions involving the Pacific Northwest and our amazing geology, don't hesitate to leave a comment or send me a message or whatever else. As always, thanks for watching.